everybody. Thanks for stopping by and joining us with our live coverage here in the My Radar studios. I'm meteorologist Leslie Hudson. We're going to get you updated on things that are going on today, but also want to let you know that we're keeping an eye on the tropics, and there are several things we've got to get to. So let's get to that first, and we'll take a look at the My Radar app. So I've got the wind layer toggled on, and we've been showing this a lot. This will be something you'll become very familiar with as we head through the hurricane season, because this really shows a lot of what's been going on with the tropics. So as we look at this area of low pressure that is in the Bay of Campeche, the Hurricane Center gives us about an 80% chance of development over the next 5 days. Between now and the next couple of days, about a 40% chance. And even though you can see what looks like a very defined surface low there with the lower level winds, the raggedness of the precipitation or the rain and the lack of cloud structure is really what's inhibiting the National Hurricane Center from upgrading this to something more of a tropical depression or a named storm. So watch for that in the coming days. We do expect this to become a named system, and if it did, it would be Claudette. That is the next name on the list. We'll talk about that as well coming up in just a second. But the other big story today is this crazy heat that is ongoing in the western states, and that's where we'll find our very own Aaron Jayjack. He is ducking in the shade, trying to get out of the heat in Colorado. And Aaron, you're in Arvada, I believe, and you're trying to get out of that blazing sun.
Yeah, we got really hot temperatures here. It's I looked at the temps just a little bit ago. It looked like it was about 99 degrees Fahrenheit. It's definitely above those average temperature that you're used to getting this time of year. The trees are begging dogs to visit them, and ice cream truck drivers are coming out of retirement. It's so hot here, but yeah, I'm hiding in the shade, trying to stay cool and looking at those rains. I wish there were some rains here now to cool things down a little bit.
You know, it's day one of monsoon season in the Southwest, Aaron, and a lot of folks were commenting on social media today, you know, the lack of rain and that incredibly dangerous heat that's out there. What are you going to be looking at in the next week or so in terms of chasing, and what you'll be looking at as you get into the second half of the month of June?
Yeah, so I'm actually, in more of a short-term range. I was looking at the models. That's also the Storm Prediction Center. It looks like they're expecting some severe weather there in the Iowa area on Thursday. So that's looking like that's probably my next target. I'm hanging out here just a couple days of rest. It's been a long season. We got a little of a break now. But I've also, one of the concerns that comes with the heat here out west are those wildfires. So I'm also keeping my eye out for wildfire opportunities. Just the other day when I came to Colorado from the North Dakota area, I could tell there was that haze in the sky. So I think there were some wildfires in the Utah-Colorado border area, and that smoke was making its way here to the Front Range in the Denver area. So, I'm looking at that probably Iowa is where you guys will find me on Thursday.
Yeah, I already saw the Prediction Center has that as a slight risk now, so we'll probably see that get upgraded when they do it this early out, as you know, Aaron. I wanted to ask you real quick about wildfires. So when you're chasing wildfires, I'm sure the strategy has to be different, obviously, from severe weather, the winds obviously being a huge part of that. Do you tend to, when you're chasing firestorms or wildfires, do you chase from behind the front line, if you will, of the wildfire, or what is the strategy?
Yeah, I mean, that's generally, a lot of times it's hard to get close to those fires because of, they've got the roads blocked off just because of how dangerous, the nature of them being so dangerous. They can switch directions. You get those, sometimes you get those fire tornadoes, like you go on those winds, they create their own environment, and you can get winds swirling around and could, change the direction of those fires. So, but yeah, generally, you want to stay, keep your back, be on the backside of those things and let the wind push it away from you. I'm not trying to get inside of those things, like get close to storms and whatnot. So it's staying back a little bit. Unfortunately, you can't use your drone when you're around those fires, as they usually put temporary flight restrictions in place because they fight them, with helicopters or airplanes dropping water on them. So drones are generally off limits. So, one of the best ways actually to view those wildfires is actually once it gets night and you get that eerie glow, and you can do some cool things with some time-lapse photography, capturing the glow and the movement of the fire through the night. So yeah, it's it's a little bit different than chasing those storms.
Oh, I can imagine, and you answered my question. I was going to ask you if you could use the drone, and that makes sense why you can't. When they're trying to fight those wildfires. So after the potentially some severe weather in Iowa, I'm wondering after you get a little bit of a break, we'll be headed down to the Gulf Coast region maybe and get positioned for some of these tropical systems we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, definitely. I'm watching this next one, this one that we're talking about. You're just talking about down there by the Bay of Campeche. It's looking like it's largely going to be a rainmaker. So I'm just kind of playing it by day, keep my eye on it. If it looks like it'll be something substantial to go intercept, I'll head down there. But yeah, we're starting to switch into now that, I'm going to go start looking at Canadian prairie chasing even, but also, watching each of these tropical waves, as they start coming through, which one's going to be the one to intercept. It's been a while since I've been intercepted a hurricane. It's been a lot of blizzards and severe weather, so it feels like it's just about to turn the corner there to that hurricane season. So.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know we're talking about as a team, the My Radar weather team is hopefully going to intercept one of those with you later this season. We'll have more on that, of course, when we get a little further into the active part of the season. We have some better plans in place, but that is something that we are looking into down the road this hurricane season. So, Aaron, I hope you get some relief. We can tell from your face that it's definitely hot out there. You're going to need to track down that ice cream truck, but anyways,
I heard him earlier.
Like my kids have like a sixth sense when they can hear them like blocks away. I think everybody can when it's hot. But anyway, anyways, Aaron, thank you so much. I hope you stay cool out there, and we'll touch base with you here later this week. That's our Aaron Jayjack chasing for us out in Arvada, Colorado. All right, Aaron, thanks.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right, sounds good. All right, the other big story we were talking about that we topped off the live show here has been the tropics. So we're going to talk about some weather cameras first and show you what potentially will be a very different scenario later this week. So we begin with our partners with WeatherStem. We show their cameras quite often, especially during our live streams. And our first camera here, as you can see, is from the LSU campus at the Alex Box Stadium, and they have some clouds. It was sunny earlier in the day, but of course now that's given way to stormy sky. It has been very unsettled across the southeastern part of the country, so we'll see if that all clears up. In the meantime, it could turn out to be a pretty stormy afternoon. So what we're going to do now is talk about some weather that has been ongoing across the country, and we're going to begin with Las Vegas. So we're talking about the heat and just how bad it was. Well, let's take you to Las Vegas, where folks there have been dealing with triple digits. And this is Duke. He was doing what he has to do when it's this hot out, and that's find some water and find a pool, and he found both. He is loving life, you guys. We understand Duke is a pool aficionado, swims all the time. He has an Instagram page with his buddy Chuck, and you can check them out. And thankfully, he is getting some relief, but there have been all kinds of heat warnings out in those western states, including to watch your animals, because the paws on their feet can burn almost instantaneously because it is so hot out there. So make sure you remember to keep your animals indoors or walk them on grass if you can, and stay off the hot pavement. All right, our next video is out of Germantown, Maryland. They had severe storms there night before last, and several areas in DC also reporting severe warned storms. That was all part of a system that we've been keeping an eye on, that again still producing a fair amount of weather as we head into today. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that as we head into the remainder of today. In fact, there is still a severe weather risk in the mid-Atlantic. I'll show you that coming up in just a second. But our last video, take a look on the right-hand side of the screen here. I shot this on Sunday. There's some modest clouds there. That was a severe thunderstorm that moved over Orange County here in Orlando on Sunday. And you can see the pretty ominous sky there. It has definitely picked up with the weather in terms of storms in the state of Florida. We finished the month very dry, below the deficit, in a deficit, I should say, for the month of May. So certainly a welcome sight to see some rain in this area of the country. So not only is it been stormy, but of course it's been tropically active. So we've been talking an awful lot about what's going on in the Bay of Campeche, or what isn't going on. And as I mentioned, officially, this is just an area of interest. The Hurricane Center does give this a pretty good likelihood that this is going to turn into something. And you look at it here, it looks relatively disorganized. So you can kind of see that X that's down in the Bay of Campeche. There's no clusters of storms centered over that X. There's a big cluster of storms off the Yucatan Peninsula in the central Gulf, and then there's also some storms over the country of Mexico, but not centered around that X. And that's primarily one of the reasons why the Hurricane Center has not upgraded this system. Now, it's also very close to land, so the hurricane models have a tough time initializing on these things. And we're in between runs right now, so I do have the latest set of data, but it's just coming in. So we only have actually 4 out of the 8 runs that we use for guidance. And again, this is the spaghetti models. This is just guidance material, you guys. Remember, this is not how things are expected to play out, could play out. This is one possible scenario, but generally moving towards the north into the central Gulf of Mexico in the coming days and maybe towards the northern Gulf Coast by the end of the week. This is the high resolution Euro model, and I've been running this since last night. This one's doing a decent job of trying to initialize on what or will not happen. You know, it's again too early to say what kind of impacts and the level of intensity we're talking about here by Friday or Saturday. But at any rate, we're talking about a lot of rain that's expected to move across the Gulf Coast states as we head into these next couple of days. So whether this stays an area of low pressure, this becomes a tropical depression, it becomes a named storm, there is definitely rain in the forecast for the Gulf Coast. So it's also going to bump up rain chances all across the southeast. So Florida, Alabama, Georgia, even over into Mississippi, of course, are going to see better rain chances, and so will Texas, at least eastern Texas, because all of that tropical, the larger circulation is going to help feed some of that moisture. We've also been keeping an eye on that area of low pressure that came off the coast of Africa a couple of days ago. Hurricane centers bumped down their chances of development to 10%. But remember, this is going to be crossing the Atlantic Basin. It's very warm there right now. And the biggest problem there is that the Saharan dust is also there, and that tends to inhibit tropical development. So we'll see if that tries to survive in the coming days. We're watching that. And of course, I'm going to get you updated on Bill in just a second. But there is the low again, which the polygon there takes it generally towards the north and the northeast, generally towards the state of Louisiana as we head into the second half of the forecast and into the first part of the weekend. Sea surface temperatures, those are a big player in what we look at for tropical development. So they're starting to warm up, you guys. We're starting to see those in the mid 80s and even up close to 86. And look at that, just off the coast of Galveston, 89 is the sea surface temperature. That is very warm and just what tropical systems like. So again, another ingredient that we look for this time of the year for tropical development. All right, there's Bill, very elongated, not very well organized tropical storm. Believe it or not, the winds in this thing are 60 miles an hour, the pressure 998, and it's moving towards the northeast at about 36. So that puts it about 290 miles southeast of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Only expected to stay a player tropically for about 24 hours or less. It's expected to get up into the Maritimes there and really lose all of its tropical characteristics. Not expected to last much longer, but of course we will keep an eye on it for you as well. Also watching that severe weather risk, as I mentioned, through the Carolinas and the Mid-Atlantic, and then down through the state of Florida, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings through Jacksonville, down into Putnam County, back over into Marion and Alachua County, and the Florida Panhandle also dealing with some nasty weather. Just got that system offshore. In terms of the risk today, the risk is a slight risk for those Carolinas. You can see it here, about 1 million people at a slight risk. And that's mainly going to be as those storms push offshore, and then about 29 million people at a marginal risk. And that's that area shaded in green, pretty much from Virginia, the Virginia-North Carolina line, all the way down into Florida. And again, we're certainly seeing those stormy conditions across the Sunshine State. There is another look at the area of low pressure that's in the Gulf of Mexico. But again, some of those storms that we've been watching across the northeastern part of Florida and then across the mid-Atlantic and up into the northeast, getting a little bit of a break there. There's some showers and storms in the forecast in the northeast, but not like that rough weather they had a couple of nights ago. DC and again, Virginia, Maryland all saw severe warned storms. Here's our other big story for today, and it's that excessive heat. These are the current temperatures in parts of Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico and into Southern California. So the numbers are pretty stifling. This does not account for the heat index in Texas. So the heat index is a triple digit for sure. Looking at 97 right now, currently in Houston, 95 Dallas, 93 Oklahoma City, 90 Amarillo, and then we've got mid-90s through parts of New Mexico, including Albuquerque, Santa Fe at 97, and then in Arizona, temperatures in the 90s through parts of Flagstaff. But look at Phoenix, 112 currently at this hour, 113 Tucson, and in Southern California, Needles is at 118. Now, everybody says, hey guys, they're used to this. This is the desert. They are not used to this kind of heat, you guys. This is excessive heat. There have been excessive heat warnings, and it's very, very dangerous stuff. So again, this oppressive heat continues with this huge dome of high pressure controlling the western states over these next couple of days. Dangerous weather, folks trying to find shade, trying to stay hydrated, and it's rough on everybody. It's rough on livestock, pets, people, you name it. It is a tough go for a lot of people. So, we're hoping that ridge will break down in a couple of days. Right now, that is not forecast to be the case. There is not a lick of rain in the forecast for those folks. Some rain in the Pacific Northwest as we head through the next couple of days. And then again, across the southeast, tropical moisture will start to increase as we get into the next couple of days. And of course, that'll be the big player as we head into the weekend, potentially. All right, so one of the big milestones that we reached here at My Radar this, I believe it was Sunday, was we reached 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. And that has been a goal for several years here at My Radar. And here is meteorologist Mike Linden with more on that huge victory. And thank you so much for making us get to that milestone.
100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for helping us reach this awesome milestone on YouTube. Ever since we launched the My Radar channel, reaching 100,000 subscribers has been a big goal of ours, and you helped us get there. Thank you so much for your help in doing so. We are really proud of the content that we've produced over these past couple of years. From the fast forecast, daily forecast videos, to our live streaming coverage during severe weather and during hurricane coverage, to our award-winning documentary series Climate Refugees and the award-winning Halloween forecast. We will leave a link in the description box below to a playlist of some of those award-winning videos if you haven't seen them. But again, thank you so much for helping us reach that 100,000 subscriber mark. It's so neat that this is now going to be the jump-off point to 1 million subscribers. That's of course the next big milestone on YouTube. But of course, as promised, we have reached a big milestone here, so it is time for another smartphone giveaway. One lucky subscriber will win a brand new smartphone, either an iPhone 12 or a brand new Google Pixel. The choice is totally up to you. You must be at least 18 years or older to enter. You must live in the United States, and no purchase is necessary. Here's what we are asking you to do in order to enter the giveaway. First, we would like you to subscribe to the My Radar YouTube channel if you are not already, and click on that notification bell. That way you always know whenever we drop a new video like this one or whenever we go live. Next, smash that like button. Click that thumbs up, and then finally, leave a comment down below. We want to know how the My Radar app has positively affected your life. Have you used the app during a severe weather situation to let you know what is coming toward you? Or have you just simply checked the forecast from time to time when you're heading out on the water to go fishing? We want to know. So, again, here's what you need to do. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and click on that notification bell. Like this video, clicking that thumbs up button, and then leave a comment down below to let us know how the My Radar app has positively affected your life. Now, we will reach out to the winner in the comments, and that person will have 2 days to reach back out to us. If you do not reply to us, then we will move on to the next person. So again, good luck from everybody here on the team. We are so excited to have reached this milestone, and we are so excited to see where we go from here. So again, from all of us, thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, you guys, that was our meteorologist, Mike Linden, of course, trying to usher in our gratitude to you guys for helping with reaching that milestone of 100,000 people. And of course, where our next goal will be a 1 million. The only way that's going to happen is if you help your friends join and share with all of your enthusiasm and liking our channel, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you have your notifications turned on when you see that we have new content. So yet again, I thank you guys so much for helping us reach that big goal we were trying to reach. Before we scoot out of here, I got to show you another piece of video. This is coming up on our Feel Good Friday. It's never too early to talk about the weekend, and here we are chasing the sunrise. I love this video. This guy is an amateur photographer, but he really catches some really cool video. I use his stuff often, and he was out early fishing there that morning in Sheboygan in Wisconsin, and you can see the sunrise coming up there off the horizon. What a great camera vantage point of that is, and who would not want to be there soaking up that sun on that Saturday? I think that's when he caught that video, was last Saturday. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for now for our live stream here with the latest. I just checked the YouTube comments. Thanks for everybody for checking in. I see Damien McFarland, our other editor, is there answering some questions, and of of course, Matt Hyland is here driving the bus with me here in Orlando. We will continue to keep you updated, you guys, on the tropics. We'll continue to ramp up our coverage. I'll have a tropical update for you coming up later this evening when we get another update from the Hurricane Center. We'll have updates all week long, and then if we have to deal with this system and it's coming to the U.S., of course, you can depend on us to have increased coverage with all of our Mets here, our whole weather team in place to keep you safe this hurricane season. That'll do it for now, you guys. Stay safe. I'm Chief Meteorologist Leslie Hudson from My Radar. Have a great night.